Welcome to Animania Chronicles, where we dive deep into the captivating worlds of anime, dissecting stories, unraveling characters, and sharing our passion for all things animated. In the final part of our 7 Deadly Sins review series, we uncover the climactic events and heartfelt moments that conclude this epic tale. Don't miss our analysis of the dramatic twists and character resolutions in the anime's gripping finale. After Meliodas swiftly defeats the enemy with a single move, leaving everyone stunned, Gather reveals that Hendrickson is responsible for the monstrous experiments. He recalls his days with the monster, feeling conflicted for empathizing with him. The knight bids an emotional farewell to Gather, who accepts the Deadly Sins' invitation to rejoin them. The group decides to celebrate at the tavern. Taking advantage of the moment, Meliodas asks Gather about the person who left him unconscious on the day of the commander's death. Gather explains it was Merlin, another of the Deadly Sins. Meanwhile, Elizabeth and the others who confronted the Deadly Sins trained diligently in the kingdom's castle. Gila notices Jericho's lack of focus. He explains he followed his companions on a mission and discovered the armor monster was a former holy knight. He also found a gem near the knight's body, shocking Gila. Meanwhile, Hendrickson and Helbram discuss their recent mission, revealing Hendrickson's creation of manipulable holy knights under the armor to revive the demon clan with Meliodas' sword, missing a crucial piece. Hendrickson meets with Dreyfus, warning him of an imminent holy war and their true allegiance, revealing their shared past of framing the Deadly Sins and assassinating the commander. Hendrickson sends a knight to retrieve the missing piece. The knight teleports to the tavern, kidnapping Elizabeth before the Sins can react. Meliodas is infuriated and rushes towards the kingdom, with his companions swiftly joining him. Diane propels them towards their destination at great speed. The knights violently confront the Sins but are overpowered. One of Dreyfus' subordinates informs him that another kingdom is invading, revealing more problems. Hendrickson negotiates with the invading king, who arrives not with an army but with an illusionary sorceress. He seeks her help to cure his illness, escalating tension when he removes his helmet, unsettling Hendrickson. Meanwhile, Hawk breaks Elizabeth out of her cell, and they escape by defeating a guard. Similarly, the Deadly Sins infiltrate the kingdom, thanks to Gather's spell altering the knight's perception. In the midst of this, King Arthur Pedregan, attempting diplomacy with Hendrickson, is ambushed by the latter's knights. Hendrickson tries to kill Arthur but faces strong resistance, proving Arthur is more than just a king, defending himself admirably. Then King uses one of his spells to hasten his and Diane's journey to the kingdom, but Diane gets stuck halfway, and the knights discover her. A fierce battle erupts as Hauser tries to distract the knights to aid Diane's escape, but their efforts fail, leading to a confrontation. Dreyfus seizes the opportunity, exploiting Diane's injuries to nearly fatally wound her with a powerful strike, then uses his abilities to deceive the townspeople into believing Diane is attacking the kingdom. In town, Gila, worried about her younger brother, realizes Dreyfus and Hendrickson have been manipulating everyone. Helgram justifies Dreyfus' actions, prompting Gila to understand the truth. When Gila's brother appears, Diane rescues him from a collapsing building, prompting Gila and Hauser to side with Diane and the Deadly Sins, recognizing them as the righteous side in the conflict. Enraged, Dreyfus moves to finish off Gila, but Gather intervenes just in time to save her. Meanwhile, Elizabeth discovers her sister Margaret imprisoned, only for their kidnapper to knock Elizabeth unconscious and imprison Hawk. Gather emerges, confronting Dreyfus on the battlefield. Dreyfus appears to defeat Gather in one strike, but it's revealed as a ploy by Gather to torment Dreyfus with visions of his past, akin to a genjutsu from Naruto. Overwhelmed by guilt, Dreyfus is incapacitated and removed from the battlefield. Hendrickson tasks Helbram with defeating Diane, but King arrives and saves her without hesitation. King urges Helbram to reveal his true form, and Helgram discloses he is from the Fairy clan and has known King for millennia. Helbram viciously attacks King with magical tree roots, leaving him exhausted. As King lies defenseless before Diane, Helbram prepares to deliver what he believes will be King's final moments, only to realize King had been protecting Diane with an impenetrable shield. King reminds Helbram of a promise made 700 years ago. In a flashback, thousands of years earlier, King awakened in the forest with only one memory: Diane, a young girl from the giant clan who nursed him back to health. Diane spoke fondly of humans, prompting King to recall his best friend, Helbram, who left the fairy forest to befriend humans. King promised to stop Helbram if he endangered himself. Unaware of his past, King spent centuries with Diane until he discovered a devastated town, linking the destruction to the last person he remembered before losing his memories. However, King reveals that it was indeed Helbram who captured all the fairies accompanying him before King lost his memory. A human had tortured them to obtain their wings, and when King attempted a rescue, Helbram seized the opportunity to kill the human. However, this act drove Helbram to madness, leading him to exterminate humans indiscriminately. King fulfilled his promise by delicately ending Helbram's life with a flower, erasing Diane's memories afterward. King, taking responsibility as the Fairy King, sentenced himself to 1,000 years of imprisonment. Returning to the present, King discloses that the shield he placed on Diane heals her wounds and those of the knights. He bids an emotional farewell to Helbram before finishing him off. Meanwhile, Meliodas arrives in time to join Arthur's battle against Hendrickson. Gilla Hunter unexpectedly enters the fray, making the battle intense. Meliodas, who had trained Gilla years ago, faces her in combat. Elsewhere, Elizabeth's sister approaches the fight unnoticed, indicating she wasn't held against her will but of her own volition. Meliodas notices her and destroys a demon stalking Margaret with a powerful attack. Gilla Hunter thanks Meliodas for understanding the situation quickly due to the threat he was under, unleashing his fury on Hendrickson. It's revealed that Arthur's sorceress was Merlin. Meanwhile, Ban infiltrates the castle and finds a royal treasure, a divine object capable of communicating with a member of the clan of the gods. Ban offers his life in exchange for Elaine's revival, but the offer is declined. Instead, they propose reviving Elaine in exchange for Ban eliminating Meliodas, who was part of the demonic clan. Dreyfus admits his mistakes to Elizabeth's father and is removed from the Holy Knights' Corps. Merlin takes the king to a safe place to treat his illness. Hendrickson reappears transformed, using a spell to turn the new generation of knights into demonic creatures akin to the one gathered sealed in his armor. He surprises and badly wounds Meliodas and Gil, prompting Elizabeth to surrender herself to prevent further harm. Infuriated, Meliodas prepares to confront Hendrickson, but Ban intervenes, explaining the situation. They settle their differences, with Hawk and Meliodas convincing Ban to abandon his risky plan. Instead, Ban uses magic pills to heal his comrades and defeat Hendrickson's artificial demons. Meanwhile, Hendrickson and Dreyfus engage in a fierce battle, their former military ideals replaced by mutual hindrances. Unfortunately, Elizabeth is wounded during the fight between the two. The Sins not only manage to defeat the demons, but also discover how to restore the knights' humanity, realizing they are possessed by parasitic demons. Meliodas arrives just in time to witness Hendrickson finishing off Dreyfus. Seeing Elizabeth lying injured, he places her on Hawk's back for safety and engages in a fierce battle against the villain. Soon, his companions join him, but Hendrickson reveals his trump card, a red demon's body hidden beneath the castle, responsible for Elaine's death and the source of Hendrickson's enhanced power. Enraged, Ban strikes Hendrickson hard, sending him meters underground. However, Hendrickson unveils an even greater threat, a gray demon whose blood he consumes, boosting his strength beyond everyone's abilities. Despite the Knights and Sins cooperating, they fail to stop him, leaving everyone on the brink of death. Hendrickson attempts to finish off Meliodas with a devastating attack, but Hawk sacrifices himself, leading to the saddest death in the anime. Elizabeth's sorrow triggers her awakening of ancestral goddess power, emitting a powerful light that heals the entire realm, restoring everyone's wounds and even rejuvenating the flora. However, the power cannot revive the deceased. Enraged, Meliodas beats down Hendrickson, who proves too powerful. Meliodas uses himself as bait to accumulate damage from his teammates' attacks, eventually unleashing an ability that reflects all accumulated damage, obliterating Hendrickson in a single move. The king appears and pardons the remorseful Holy Knights. Hawk inexplicably returns to life as a miniature pig, much to Elizabeth's joy. She discovers Veronica and Greymoor are alive, healed by her unintentional power. In the evening, everyone joyfully celebrates the return to normalcy, though Elizabeth knows her time with the deadly sins has ended. The next day, Meliodas arrives aboard the floating tavern to whisk her away on a new adventure in search of Escanor, the final member of the deadly sins. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the vast realms of anime. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned for more thrilling reviews and discussions. Until next time, keep exploring the boundless wonders of anime with us.